really grateful that you're here for our last session of visual journaling for this workshop. We're going to focus on people and faces and, you know, the two aspects I've missed so much the last months, and I miss especially now. I appreciate you being here. And I'm also very grateful to be able to work, play, and live on Musqueam, on the unceded territory of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish nations. So I wanted to start with a quote by, he's a poet and a philosopher and a critic. His name is Henry Frederick Amiel. And I wanted to start the session with this quote so you have it in mind when we're creating today. Let mystery have its place in you. Do not be always turning your whole soil with the plowshare of self-examination, but leave a little fallow corner in your heart ready for any seed the winds may bring, and reserve a nook of shadow for the passing bird. Keep a place in your heart for the unexpected guest.
Lovely.
Yeah, and so with that quote in mind, let's begin. You get 3 prompts, and the prompts are to say what you see, what you think or imagine, and what you wonder. So with those in mind, if you look at this picture, what do you see?
A red pencil.
Tip of the pencil, like a megaphone.
And also we can think about what you wonder. For example, I wonder that she's, they say, you know, you can write 1,000 words, you can write, you know, picture says 1,000 words, those kinds of things. And that pencil is a megaphone, plus it's got the power to write things that she seems to be yelling into it.
I like the way she's leaning towards it, like her body gestures moving, like sort of she's willing to take the step, like an action.
I think she's got something that's really, really important, and it's important for her to get it out there.
So again, what do you see? Just look at the picture a little longer. We're going to do this in the next exercise too, where you look at it a little longer and see how it changes as you look at it. I guess what I'm saying is that I observe more when I look at the picture, you know, just deeply look at the surroundings, look at everything. So what do you see? What do you imagine? And what do you wonder?
Demolishing a building is like her heart, or there's a scream or a painful kind of expression of freeing. She wants to jump out, but looks like her right arm is stuck in the big backhoe. It's like something is ripping off the corner of that building, and she's wants to escape or something, you know.
And it looks like she's very angry, almost like telling us that we are becoming less being human to reclaiming to be a human, but we have already half cyborg.
Yeah.
That's good. I think it's good. It's a good job by the artist. He just really sort of thinking outside the box and using, like Keiko says, using the light, using the machine as part of her appendages.
Yeah, you wonder, you know, I'm just wondering if she's freeing herself from like a prison box, you know, maybe her heart, you know, and that mechanical arm is just lovely how it's just breaking it down. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
And the light that she's holding, it's like I see the light, you know, that's what I'm thinking. I'll take a moment to look at it. I'm actually going to read parts of the newspaper article. So this painting was done by Juan Gris, and it's called Still Life, The Table. So that kind of gives it away too, the table. It dates to 1914, belongs to the Philadelphia Museum of Arts. Gris made it from newsprint, wallpaper, and several other paper stocks. So what are the boundaries of art? What holds a picture together? How do words and images gain meaning? The Cubists heard all these questions and sliced them to pieces. So let's start by looking at the collage's most basic elements. An oval of mostly light colors set within a dark ground of black and blue. So you can see the various papers. I'm wondering if you can you notice the papers? The whole thing feels solid, complete, tightly locked up. The composition is sprung like a trampoline. Everything's just so tightly woven. You can just see it in that. So at the right, if you can see, did you notice the wine bottle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the light, to be honest, that's one thing I didn't notice when I first looked at it.
No, I
Mm.
didn't either. Only until you said it, then I can see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking at a person. I could see a person there just with arms and almost like jumping off something.
I see. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what I was seeing, but it completely throws me. So just to the left is the outline of another wine bottle. Can you see the other wine bottle? It's at a 35-degree angle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you look from there, you'll see a ring of charcoal set off with scratches of white, the rim surely of a stemmed glass.
Mm.
If you can see
Oh,
that.
I see both the bottles now. Yes, definitely.
And then there's another glass with an ornamental stem on the left-hand side, drawn across several different papers. If you can see the newspapers behind. Yeah, so the glass stem stands on the same diagonal line as the second wine bottle, while the glass's rim matches the first bottle's upright orientation, and we have a grid. So there's a grid there, which we will be doing in a minute too. So how many books are on the table? Can you see that? Something of a trick question, apparently. So with this Cubanism, this kind of thing, apparently the answer might be 0 because the book, the table are all the rest, and all the rest are not observed objects at all. So it's funny. So this is the Cubist Revolution. Here for the first time in Western art since the Renaissance, the world as we see it is no longer has primacy. The picture is no longer an act of perception, it's an act of imagination with a life and a logic of its own. Just how does Gris establish those verticals and diagonals? With charcoal, with watercolor, but primarily with the edges of pasted papers that constitute the picture. The surfaces create sight lines.
Wow.
Yeah, the bottles and glasses are both unified, though through the edges of the papers, and broken apart. Through their varieties and colors and textures. They are at once whole and in pieces. They are all there, it's just in pieces. Oh, and I just noticed a cigar too. Yeah.
I noticed a cigarette and a key down at the bottom.
And then of course there's the Le Journal. Le Journal, I'll say. I don't know how to say it in French, sorry.
Le Journal.
Le Journal. And then those, apparently it was a newspaper filled with literacy essays and society gossip and true crime and things like that. And that's it on the table there. And then there are, on the bottle that's at a diagonal, there's some kind of drawing symbols on the wood, like flowers, as if it's reminding you that it's on a table, like as if it's part of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted you to have a look at that. Think for a moment how blows your mind when you actually look a little further and deeper into something. And it became something totally not what I was expecting. So I'm wondering if you have a piece of paper, pencils and color pencils handy. Can you get a piece of paper and a pencil? And we're going to do our own thing now where we're going to warm up our fingers. Oh, so if you got some markers or crayons and pastels, let's now scribble lines on a sheet of paper. Geometric shapes I like because I'm going to go along with the Juan Gris Cubanism. So draw some lines and circles and square, whatever you like. And then we're going to color the shapes that they form. So I think I'm just going to do circles. And then if you think you've got enough shapes, he had the grids, and with the grids, he used the wine bottles and the newspaper. But for me, I'm just going to draw lines, just a couple of lines, maybe going in different directions. Now I've got these shapes, pick some colors and color some of the spaces in between. What have you got? Does anybody want to share what they processed so far? Oh, that's lovely. Oh,
that's great.
Oh, that's great. Very nice.
Well, that's called a doodle finger.
It's sort of,
Oh, fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. The road.
yeah, the road. I got inspired by that,
Lovely.
the one you showed us.
Yeah, and this is mine.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, can you put it up a bit? Yes, we can see it. Fantastic. Love it.
So there you go.
That's okay. Oh, fantastic. You started. Yay. So good. Warming up. Marilyn's here. So we're going to move on to making dolls. Can you see them?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
They're a bit addictive, I have to say. The fun part is when you put them on backgrounds. For example, I have a really cute background here, which I really like. Say, for example, this background. Let's see. Let's
have a look.
So this is a background of a very messy kitchen with a woman in the oven trying to fix it, I guess. So don't think about that. And then I put this there, right? And maybe this friend visiting and saying, just leave the mess, let's go out shopping, or something like that. And then you can play with a different, another background would be, say, for example, at this chicken pen.
Oh,
And there's a person with a banana near the chickens. Just difference, maybe a cackle of women, a cackle of chickens.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
gorgeous.
awesome.
a theater, yeah.
Yes, because there's certain backgrounds, because I've been doing visual journals too, but there's some backgrounds that I just absolutely adore.
Yeah.
But making those little people is just adds so much of a touch and a texture to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Here's another person. I mean, you can do, for this was just these ones that I made, but you can make so many different ones. Here's two more. You know, here's a person on the rock. Maybe they're just meeting for a picnic or something.
Ah,
Somebody said you're not wearing the right shoes, and she's the birthday person, maybe with the little crown, and she's got a bunch of flowers. She's got a banana, right?
Wow, it's like a family. Yeah.
Yeah, family of women. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with if you have black paper, that would be great. But I got some pictures like this. I took some pictures out. I found these pictures of people. It was an article on Chinatown in Sydney, because that's where I'm actually from. And I have these magazines sent from home sometimes. But see how you've got these clothes? I could just take those clothes out. So if you cut, and I'm going to keep the legs too. You don't want the head, because the whole point is that we just want the clothes and the body with the arms maybe. So let's say I have this. I might go with this one. How's that? Yeah, let's do that. So if you have one, if you don't have one, maybe you could draw a shirt or something. So what you want to do is you want to take the picture of the outfit off. And I'm sorry, mister, I'm taking your head off here. I know I always feel weird when you do that. But, so I'm going to keep the bag and the arms. I actually I like this t-shirt as well. I might just take this t-shirt too. So if you can do that, if you don't have magazine pictures, that's okay. You can also look, but you can also do it with just drawing something and cutting off the shirt. You know, any paper will do. I've even got this kind of, oh, look at this. Isn't that lovely? That would be a great skirt or something.
yes.
Yeah,
You can see what, yeah.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, it's like this. Yeah, with the bag. Okay, so let's play with that. This guy will get something else. So I do have black paper, a bit of a thicker paper. And what I'm going to do is stick it on the paper. So stick it on a black piece of paper. And don't cut that yet, because there's a trick to that.
To what?
To cutting it after. Don't cut. So all you're doing is sticking first. Sticking And you don't necessarily want it, you want it to be short and
Quirky.
quirky, right? So let that dry for a second. And then when you cut it, I actually had construction paper. The point is, don't go out buying stuff, right? Use what you have. And I stuck it on a piece of cardboard because you want your people to have a bit of substance. Like, so when you cut with a little bit of the black showing, because that adds to it. You see,
Outline.
I don't know if you can see these. Can you see the little bit of black outlines?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that adds a bit of depth to them. They kind of stand out more. Oh, sorry, before you cut, hopefully nobody's cut yet. Before you cut, get, if you have, I've got black paper, so I don't have to do it, but I'm going to anyway, because I want to show you, is I want to draw like a round shape for the head. So whatever color you put, for me, for example, right now I'm doing black because I like that. But if you wanted blonde hair, this is where you would put your blonde hair color. So bigger head than you would normally do. That's normal because that's the quirkiness. And by the way, this is not my original idea, of course. This is Jennifer Chamberlain. She's an artist that makes and gives actually courses on how to make these paper dolls. So you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm going to cut around that head.
No attached leg?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No, you can if you want, but I'll just add it later. But you can now if you want. And if you're doing the legs, I can get to that in 1 second if you want to wait a minute.
Yeah, I like it that you can get it from different sources, and you're like you were talking about earlier about the parts and the whole, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I like that. That sometimes the whole some of the parts.
So far that's it. So I'm going to give it a second to dry, that acrylic paint. And while it dries, I might get, what kind of legs am I going to have? Now this is going to be interesting. Let's think of feet and legs. And for that, you can just use the brown paper. Like I could easily put 2 legs like this, right? And then put my feet there. Say, for example, where's a nice pen? Oh, I don't necessarily want matching. I want something crazy, maybe. She's already got red, yellow. Oh, how about yellow shoes? Now here's the interesting bit, the bit that, or you can just cut another piece of paper.
You can draw it.
Or I mean, cut another piece of the magazine of, something that's already colored.
Yes.
And that she's wearing pants. She could even have, so say this is that piece of grass, right? Pretend she's wearing tights.
Oh,
You see?
lovely.
That might even go good. Okay, I might get to that. So yes, you could put that on the cardboard like Keiko said before and cut it as well. And there. So you want the short legs. That's the idea.
You can give name to the characters, almost like a little play, like a children's playground or something.
Oh, you could have lots of fun with this, Baruch. I love it. And of course, the legs would be better as cardboard, but okay, so now's the interesting part. So here's where I'm just going to wing it, but normally you would use white. So say I wanted, this is the important part here. So say I wanted the person to be looking to the left a little bit. So then you'd paint from the neck and you'd go a little bit to the left or to the right. But the hair at the back, that's going to be the hair. So that's going to be the shape. So do you see the face?
Yes. Yes.
And that's her hair coming in there, a little bit of hair. So this is.
Is that acrylic you use?
That's acrylic, yes. So I just make, this can be any skin tone you want, of course. And the hands are there. So I'm just gonna, already there. I'm just gonna add my own.
It's almost like miniature, miniature kind of.
You see?
Wonderful.
Yeah, I don't like the boots. What do you think of the boots?
They're okay. They're good.
Go to the store and get another shoe.
You can add like strange things. Put a flower in her head. Why not?
Oh, it's beautiful. I really love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to doing that.
We'll share it next
Good.
time. Yep.
So then, of course, when that's dry, you miss it a little bit, but you know what to do with the eyes. You just draw whatever you like.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, put earrings on, necklaces on, right? And I
Yeah.
just added a bag there from some cat thing that I had a picture of a cat, looks like a bag and a little flower. So,
Oh, it's really wonderful. They just come alive, don't they?
yeah,
They
they
do.
come alive, exactly. And I
Access.
wanted to do it as an honor to our group, always showing up and always turning up. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you so
Wow.
much.
Yeah,
That's-
I'll just give it a few minutes to dry. It's still a bit wet, and then you can make the eyes. Now, of course, that's the scary part, making the eyes and the, and the faces. The whole point of this is it's quirky. It can be anything you want, right?
Mm.
So it's another version of collage, if you notice. It's the same thing. It's just making different people, having silly backgrounds. You can certainly waste time doing that. And it's about being comfortable making wonky people, right? Imperfect. It has to be imperfect.
Mm.
And it's about cutting and pasting and doing that. So I'll put it there. But you know what? I don't necessarily want, you don't want the long part. Like you want it to be stubby, right? So like you want it to be a bit stubby. So I'll take those arms off, stick that there. There you go. Now, where are my people that I had here? This lady's. Yeah, sure. Let's use this. Yep, let's do it like that. Excellent. So I could change that a little bit. Not have it so, the arm's not so thick. Yeah, that's better. There you go.
Look at that.
And we can change that a little bit. Might even put something on there. And then we're going to cut that with a little bit of a black background. Look at this. I think I may have made my first man.
Oh.
Okay. So maybe with this hair, it might be a bit different. Let's go. And I'd already colored that black before, so it's already dry. Let's make the face just forward facing. So maybe I'll go, maybe smaller scissors. Maybe I'll go in there.
And there.
Hair cutting.
Haircuts
You
are
can,
not always the best thing for me.
well, you can come and do mine if you like. He's going to give it real style now.
Look at that.
It really changed the feeling of it. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. There you go.
Oh, pretty good. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not just, I can give haircuts.
You can give me a style like that, I'll be happy.
There you go.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this one's dry. Let's move to this one again. You see?
She's looking.
She's looking angry. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
No, I don't want her to be angry.
There we
Oh, perhaps surprise. Maybe a surprised look. That's one. How's this one? Still a bit wet.
I love what you're doing this.
Yeah.
But this guy is facing this way. So, because the shoes are pointing this side.
Yeah.
While this is drying, I wanted to show you one color, one picture, a pen, and some what's it called, a baking paper.
Mm.
Just preparing pages of things like that. I don't know if you remember this one.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, upside down. Right. So just preparing it and then keeping it. So you're not so overwhelmed by the blank page, and it gets you creating a little bit, or just things like this, boxes that you can fill up. They're smaller and it's not overwhelming to fill a full page. You can just do small boxes at a time.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to remind you about that. And then I wanted to talk about,
Oh,
we were talking about, I asked everybody to bring a piece of paper, a piece of cloth, or if you want, or pieces of cloth, and also needle and thread. If we had time, we would do it. But here's one where you just colored circles. And then I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, wow.
And who remembers these colors that we did with the red cabbage?
Yes.
I mean, aren't they stunning, the colors you can get?
It still stays like that.
It's like that. That's
Oh,
months
wow.
ago. Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting it in the sun, right? So it's not
Wow.
going to. And then here's another one.
oh, that's
I
lovely.
was going to write, I'm so grateful you're here. That's just colored acrylic, no thought, just scribbles. And then the running stitch. And here's another one. Also pages of a journal, but that's a cross stitch just through the circles. Also meditative and creating a journal page. And then I wanted to show you, the home. And
Oh, wow.
it's literally scraps. This is scraps out of your scrap bin. And you make a house, the fence and the sunset at the back and, the pond close by. And then in running stitch, I wrote, this will not last forever.
Mm.
Oh, look at her. She's coming home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's
Yes,
Oh,
you
you're
can
just
go with that.
so delightful, Z, honest to God.
yeah, I can keep looking at it for a long time. This one's
Yeah.
so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long, but that's also a journal, right? It's a journal, but it's called a stitch journal. And then this is one of my favorites. Literally 2 scraps
Oh.
of
Oh, that's lovely.
of cloth.
Oh, wow.
And then and what I did do was I just used one of these pens and just did a random, not thinking, all shaky lines. But then I stitched the legs and I stitched the dress as well after I stuck it with glue. And
Wow.
including this, it makes it easy when you think, I'm just going to use one of these. They're washable glues. I took the pieces, stuck it on first, and then I did the stitching. So it's not falling apart on you. You can make life a lot easier. I can actually wash this now, and the glue will wash off. But it's just going to go in one of my pages like that. So it's just to show that there are other ways. You don't ever have to feel restricted that you don't have the paper and the pen and a blank fancy
You
journal, right? So
Well,
I'll use this one because I love this one. I've saved it for so long.
that
I'll just cut it, right?
yeah.
And I stuck it. This is just me creating another page. I'll just stick it because I'm actually stitching. I can also stitch it later, but so it doesn't move. A lady, where's my pen? Oh, here. And then you could just make the legs, fancy shoes. She's going someplace, but maybe we'll add, oh, maybe she could have shown her legs pointing up or something. Maybe she also has a dog. Let's make it furry so you can't see my mistakes.
That's okay.
There you go. You see?
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions so far? Miriam, how are you doing?
I'm making something.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I took your note on cutting it a little longer.
Yeah, good idea. And the curls are fantastic.
I was hoping to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
It appears to me that the paper of your notebook, it had a texture to it. Is it a special paper?
Oh, this notebook with the people in it?
Oh, those ones. I think
Yes.
it was these ones.
Yes, this is actually, hang on a minute. This is acrylic paper, acrylic for acrylic drawings. And I do have the book here. I just took it off it. Hang on a minute. So this is oil and acrylic and it's 136 weight. So yeah,
Thank you.
there is a bit of texture. Oh, good for you for noticing. Let's do the face on this. Oh, good. Thanks for your question, Miriam. Well, he's looking away, perhaps. He's straight ahead, right? Even though his feet are that way. Yeah, he could be. Oh gosh, this is so scary always.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah?
He looks shy.
I just wanted to say, you know, just impart that I like my journals to be like that, where I can touch and feel them and smell them. And by smell, I mean, you know, when I create the onion ink and stuff like that, you can really smell your colors and stuff. And the most important thing for me to tell you is that my journals are never finished. Like this is not finished, you know, and by that, I mean, I can add words and stuff to it, but I can also change it around, and they're constantly changing, and the pages can be taken out and I can put it in another journal and swap it around. So, and also the journals can be cloth, they can be paper, they can be, you know, the collage that we've done so much the last few months. Sometimes actually just spending time rearranging all your journal pages is in itself really fun and exciting, and it just brings back some memories and gives you more ideas. So you'll get journaling again, but it's always nice to do that too, instead of just, you know, by that I don't mean it's not good to create. Obviously it's good, but just moving your things around, it takes you down memory lane and inspires you again. So get journaling.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure, and I'll add the links of things we've done. I'll send it to you of the people that have inspired me to do these as well. So if anybody wants to go ahead and make some more,
Yeah.
but otherwise check out the website at Vax.
Yes.